Welcome to this week's Todd Talks. And this week's episode, we're going to address the talk of recession and tariffs and the fear and uncertainty, what it all means. And I want to start by saying that we don't know really what the impacts are going to be for several months. The economy is slowing down. We don't know if it's going to go into recession. It just shows that it's slowing down. But there's a lot of doom and gloom out there in the media about the impact of, people thinking, everything's going to go way up because of the tariffs. It's probably not what's going to happen, but that all has to shake out. How you can take advantage of this is to take advantage of when there's fear in the marketplace, it's the best time to buy. And I've been talking about that as a theme for a while. Demand's low, good time to buy, but when there's fear, it's the best time to buy. The legendary investor Warren Buffett had a saying that when others are greedy, it's time to sell. When others are fearful, it's time to be greedy. And what he means by that is you buy the reception, you buy the market dips. When others are scared, that's when you get an opportunity. And that's really where we're at right now. It's probably a limited window. It could be, and I've been saying this, the window was about 18 months to 2 years over this last few years. We're getting towards the end of that window, but the end of the window is when there's more fear and there's greater opportunity. Rates have come down a little bit, and what's happening is there is an ability in most cases to get a nice concession from a seller, whether it's new home or a resale market, to really do a great financing package for you. So I want to share a couple of data points with you that'll help you understand what actually happens during a recession. First thing to understand is a recession does not mean falling prices. So these are the recessions going back to 1980. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to throw out this one altogether as an anomaly. That was the great housing crisis. And the reason why we're not going to count this drop in prices because it resulted in bad loans being written. People couldn't afford to make the payment, and literally 18 months of housing inventory went into foreclosure. That's never going to happen again because we changed the way we underwrite loans. So let's say that there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 recessions in the last, 45 years. And of those, 4 out of the last 5 had look at 6, 3.5, 6.6, 6%. So if you average that out, it's probably in between 5 and 6%. It goes up with only going down 1.9%, a slight decline in 1991. So that's super important to understand. So point number 1, prices stay stable and tend to go up during a recession. Let me show you what happens to interest rates. Interest rates go down. So 1980, 1981, 1991, 2001, even we'll throw that one out because the Fed drove rates down to try to stimulate growth. But even in 2020, we had a small recession. We had a very short-lived recession. It was 1%. The rates went down. And if we do have a recession, my forecast would be if we have a recession, we'll pull out of it very quickly. What's going on with the tariffs is it's forcing investment inside the United States. And as of right now, there's about $5 trillion worth of investment coming into the United States. Those factories have to be built. The positions have to be filled. They're going to be working on high tech, building more cars in the United States, building on IT, artificial intelligence. All that's going to be built here, including electrical capacity to handle all of that. And that's going to lead to just a tremendous amount of job growth. So if we do go into recession, I would expect it to sort of go up and then start pulling back out. As it starts pulling back out and there's hope again, and you're going to be probably in a continuing fall in interest rate environment, you're going to see demand spike up and that'll make prices rise. You'll have more competition. So like right now is that window of opportunity. So let me share this with you. New construction, we have a program where lowest rates in the market, period. Resale, amazing lowest rates in the market. We've got great product and if you want to buy an existing home and how to do that. And that can be enhanced in the cases where the seller is willing to pay closing costs. The way it's working right now for a new home, for a resale market or existing home market, for just listed for the first few weeks, the seller's going to want to get full price. There's very little room to negotiate unless they didn't price it right, if they priced it too high. If it's priced right and it sits more than 2 weeks, which by the way, the average days on market is close to 58 right now, what ends up happening is it's an opportunity to negotiate and we can get concessions from the seller that we can apply to lowering even further your interest rate. So reach out to me. If you're looking to buy a home, now's the time to start thinking about it. Take advantage of this opportunity and I'll build you a great mortgage plan. Thanks so much. Have a great day.